Hello, everybody in the house. I know you really love proposals and reports alike. I will never forget, Scarlett, your indignation at reports and proposals. So, now difference between a proposal and a report. This is the typical question that I ask and no one answers, and eventually I get tired and I answer it myself, which is not ideal, but ready? So proposal is more for the future. A report is an analysis of a current situation and recommendations as to how the situation could be improved, generally speaking. So proposal is more to the view to the future. Okay. The problem is that sometimes the task coincides and makes sense, and sometimes the task, it says proposal, but it's more like a report because it's a current situation. This one is a good example of a proposal. I think it's more for the future. Okay, so step number 1, read the task carefully. So do so, please. Highlight the key points and read the task. So you need to know why you are writing in a proposal. At the beginning, you state the reason. Okay, when it's formal writing, you usually state the reason for writing. Then who it is for. Very often, students, this is experience. Experience is useful if you put it into practice. So I try to learn from mistakes, and I try to make you learn from mistakes that other people have made. Sending a proposal to the college, because sometimes in other examples you write to someone else, you write to the students. No, you're not writing to the students, you're writing to the college, like to the student, to the board. The board is el consejo directivo. You're writing to the board, who will make the decision of whether or not the college will participate. Imagine it's an Erasmus program or an exchange program. You have these at high school in some of them. So some high schools participate and send students and receive students. Some high schools don't participate. So you are writing to the school board or the high school board or the college board. Not that you have to mention them, but you need to know who you're writing to. Okay, this happened in the one of how students could prepare oral presentations better, and you were writing to the students. No, you were writing to the headmaster. I don't remember, the headmaster or the teacher. I think it was the headmaster. So you have to be careful with that. And then outlining possible benefits and ways it could be promoted. So think about how you could do this and organizing it. Okay, think about it. You can stop it. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to give you. You prepare a plan. Okay, you have a title like exchange program. That could be the title. Exchange program. Introduction, always the same. The principal aims of this proposal are to blah blah blah, and this is the task. Are to outline the possible benefits of the college taking part in an exchange program, and then I'll suggest ways in which it could be promoted. Something like that. Now, this depends on the task. Okay, in this case, since you have possible benefits, if you want to write 2 paragraphs, you can mix it. I think what I would do is experience, like previous students' experience. I'm going to definitely change the color. The experience of other students. So you could get a survey. I conducted a survey among students who have taken part in some kind of exchange program before. And several benefits were mentioned. For instance, pam. Okay? So you could just do this. You could just outline the benefits, and that's it. And then in the other part, perhaps you don't write this one, and you just write the recommendations, since you are being asked. Okay, suggesting ways it could be promoted. And that's it. And then after this, the conclusion. Should all these recommendations be put into practice? Now, depending on the task, what do you write in this sentence for this task? Stop it. 3, 2, 1. If you don't think about it, then when you are faced with this in the exam, you won't be able to come up with ideas. So, to you. So, should all these recommendations be followed through or be put into practice? I'm sure that interest for the exchange program will rise among students or among the student population, something like that, because it is suggesting ways it could be promoted. Therefore, you should say that this recommendation should help promote. It's true that this is a bit strange because they have to decide, but you're already promoting something, but you don't know if it's going to happen. So this can happen. And sometimes it's not that clear, but you're being asked to suggest ways it could be promoted. So the suggestions refer to how this could be promoted, and you could include something about this is likely to bring benefits for the students. Okay, something like along those lines. That it should be not according to the students. It should be, or the college should take part in it, and if those ways to promote it are put into practice, it's likely to gain lots of interest or lots of support among the student population. Something like that. But it's true, for example, this is a task that is a bit confusing because it's not very clear. And not much to say. You have this. Okay, so benefits. This is the problem. For example, ways to promote the exchange program, a recommendation. This is suggesting ways it could be promoted. This is already a recommendation. So if you want, you can separate it, and then the recommendations can go in a different, following a different path. But these 2 points overlap. This is what I told you, the benefits according to the experience of other students and ways to promote it. Yeah, but you can include that in recommendation. So if I were you, I wouldn't use this task. I would do the other one because you can choose. Okay, anyway. Now, the style. What's the style like? Formal style. So look at these sentences, decide which of these are appropriate and which of these aren't appropriate for this, okay? For a proposal in this case. Okay. So the first one is not so bad, except for the fact that, remember, you shouldn't give your opinion. And then great idea is a bit enthusiastic. Okay. This is contractions. So better, not this one. This one, yes, okay, structures like it is recommended that school should, the college should do this, as it would provide formal opportunity instead of a chance, gain valuable skills. These are formal. Would be able, okay, this is okay. Contractions, grab, chance instead of opportunity, too lazy, and okay, it is doubtful. This one is okay. So except for 1 and 5, these are okay. It is suggestive there. So these structures, okay, which we're going to see in number 4, and then I'll show you the file I have. So which of these would be suitable? Do it. I'm going to give you answers in 3, 2, 1. Doop. Impersonal reporting verbs is it is thought, it is believed. That's impersonal reporting verbs. Something is believed to be okay. An exchange pronoun is believed to be a great opportunity. Fantastic. Okay. Phrases for speculating. Yes, it could be. It might be a good opportunity. Maybe passive. Yes, because passive is impersonal. Reporting verbs. You could use them in the part of the survey. Many people said that you are reporting and no contractions. So read the proposal, highlight the key points. So in this one it may be easier to have the introduction, possible problems, and again you get it from a survey from students who have already been abroad, the points of the course, and then a recommendation, which would be a bit of paraphrasing this but with bullet points. Remember, you need to have introduction, the title, okay, the title for each of the sections, and then bullet points in the recommendations. 3 recommendations with bullet points. So you could do something like this, and then recommendation at the end. But again, it overlaps a little bit, which is a typical problem. Now the language. So no contractions, formal style. This is what we saw before. Use headings and bullet points in the recommendation section, but headings all the time. Introduction. Avoid the use of these words. Well, this is in nearly every kind of writing that you do. In personal sentences, it is obvious. You've seen examples. It is obvious, it's clear, it's necessary. This could be done. Something was okay. Passive. Reported passive. It is believed, it is thought, it is claimed. This is what you had. Now, fixed structures on page 174. We've seen these. So, in light of the results of the survey, I make the following suggestions. Choice of language, formal, like opportunity instead of chance, oportunidad. I wouldn't use linking devices unless you need to use it for some reason. But I wouldn't introduce like contrast. You can use the sentences we saw for expressing the results of the survey, but other than that, I wouldn't use. Okay, you could select while a large percentage of them, so you may use some contrast for the results of the survey, for instance, but not in general to make an effort to use linking devices. Okay, so that's it. As I told you before, you can choose to do this task or the other task. It's up to you. Make sure within the word limit you revise it carefully and you hand it in. Thank you very much. Bye. I won't send any more homework because you have the exam. Okay, and the writing should take you around 40 minutes to prepare it, do it, revise it. So that should cover it. Thank you very much. Bye.